Hey y'all, all right, so I'm here to talk about the busy mom DMO. So I'm a mom of a 2-year-old and I also have 2 stepchildren that are 10 and 12. We have got a crazy busy life, and then I'm also a hairdresser. I've done that for 14 years and I work full-time doing that as well. So lots to juggle on top of doing this business, and I was always told about, our normal DMO, which is incredible. The way that they have planned it out, it's amazing. My life, though, doesn't always work like this. I don't always have time to be able to sit down and do things and have allotted time to be able to do it. So I created the Busy Mom DMO, very similar to the other DMO, but I had to kind of put in my own twist on things. So this is kind of comical, but it's also really how I've worked this business. I've done this for about a year now, a little over a year, and I consider myself decently successful in getting things done, especially when I have so many other things going on around me. So I just wanted to kind of share the wealth. I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can. So let me first kind of tell you, just in case you've never seen this before, kind of what it looks like. You need to basically do these activities and schedule it out every single day. So you need to actually fill this thing out. So normally I would have this one filled out. I just don't have it filled out today. So on a normal day for a normal DMO, you need to talk to 2 new people, do 2 new follow-ups, do customer care for 2 customers, connect with 2 team members, promote events, do a 3-way call or a Zoom with customers or with your upline or different things like that. Post on social media, check your Voxer, and then do some kind of personal growth. All things you definitely need to be doing every day. How do you do them, though, when you're a busy mom, when you have tons of practices and games and a house to take care of and another job to do and all of that and the job that's an hour away? Again, that's why I created this. So hopefully you'll get something out of it. So I use potty time. I call it potty time because anytime you're sitting on the toilet, it's kind of downtime, really. So potty time number 1, post on social media, something that's healthy. Anything that you want to. When you're in the shower, you can actually get a waterproof phone case. I have not done that yet. I need to do that. So I actually have a space in my shower that literally there's no water that can touch it. I have caught up on so many Voxers and listened to so many calls while in the shower because you can just push play and it starts going back and forth. So use the shower wisely, but again, be safe about it and be smart. Potty time number 2, check your Voxer. Do personal Voxer always first, and then team Voxers, and then other different Voxers that you have down the list. Reply to your upline, check in with your teammates, things like that. When you're driving kids to school, talk about health, body, mind, food, spirit, any kind of health. So whenever I'm in the car, I try not to do Voxer much. I try not to do Zoom calls, things like that, especially if they're in the car. As a mom, you're trying to be as present as possible in all of those moments, and time is so fleeting. So when you're in the car, still bring up healthy topics, still keep that conversation going. Your mind can still remain in a very health and wellness zone, I guess. And it can also be something that brings up a lot of great conversation with your kids. Anytime that they're going to school, they're going to be talking to their friends and things like that. I know my stepchildren come home from school sometimes and they say, oh my gosh, at lunch we were talking about the gummies and my friends need those and I told them to tell their mom and things like that. Well, if you have those conversations whenever you're on the way to school, sometimes it kind of brings it to the top of their mind. All right. Let's see. Okay, so if you are one of those moms that likes to volunteer up at the school, first off, shout out to you for doing that. You are so appreciated. But while you're up at school volunteering, whether you're copying papers off or taking things back and forth to teachers and all that, usually you'll at least see a faculty member up there, hopefully. Show them a tower garden. That's the best thing you can do. Show them a tower garden and say, oh my gosh, look at what I'm growing. Isn't this crazy? Did you know you can get these up here at your school? Did you know you can get a grant to go in for free? Great conversation starter. Best place to do that. And then, all right, potty time number 3, because us moms, we go potty all day long. At least I do. Check your team Facebook page. I know that we have a dream team Facebook page that I absolutely love, and there's always different motivation going on there, announcements and things like that. It's a great time to do that, as well as following up on your social media. If you posted something and it's getting some comments, or if you see a post that has some likes on it that has to do with Juice Plus, go ahead and privately message those people. Things like that. That's a great time to do that. All right, so when you're pulling into the driveway, I know I run errands, I go to and from work, I go to and from the gym. So when you're pulling into your driveway, any of those times, stay in the car. So if there is a way for you to be able to stay in the car for an extra minute or two, That is a great time to be able to log into your virtual office, do some customer care, check on things, make sure, see your different alerts. Use that as your office. Your car is a great place to do that because the minute, at least for me, the minute I step into my house, unless I have had a maid there, which has only happened one time in my life, one time, and it is what I'm going to hopefully reward myself with at some point. But unless you have that, as soon as I walk into my house, I'm immediately, like, my brain is flooded with all these different things I'm supposed to be doing. Even if it's not something that's expected of me, I immediately think the dishes aren't done, the laundry is not done, my floors need sweeping, and you can go on and on and on and on whenever you're a mom. And in fact, here I'm sitting in my office. I have got this wonderful little office that I've created. Absolutely love this space, but even when I'm sitting here sometimes I'm looking over going, oh, there's toys on the floor over there. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So just stay in whatever place that it takes you to stay focused. So sometimes that is in the car. All right, here's another thing. Because we all are moms and a lot of times we do clean. While you're cleaning, watch a Netflix documentary or listen to it. So those documentaries you don't really have to watch much of. It's more just information. It's education. So put a Netflix documentary on, put a Campbell team call on, put a podcast on. Tons of those are out there. You can literally just YouTube health documentaries. You can, if you don't have Netflix, you can YouTube personal growth and development. Google Jim Rohn. There's so much out there I don't even need to explain, but if you need help, reach out to me. My name is Brittany Kirkendall. Find me on Facebook. Find me on anywhere. I promise you that I'll be able to give you at least 5 or 10 different documentaries or personal resources to just better your life while you're cleaning. So at least your brain's not just all on just that. So all right, potty time number 4. Use the ABC chart that I have above and reach out to a new friend about Juice Plus. So on here, I have on every single day, I've done ABC all the way down to Z. So basically on Monday, I'll find a friend that has a first name or last name, whatever, that starts with A, B, C, or D. And I'll try to do that to as many people as possible. If it's one person a day, that's as much as I can do, then that's amazing. And at least it gives me an idea for the rest of the days of the week to kind of get me out of just my normal flow of thinking I've already talked to everybody that I know. After a year of doing this, don't you think that I've talked to everybody? Well, you haven't. You probably haven't. So it just kind of gets your brain thinking. All right, while you're driving to get the kids or shop or things like that, to get them, remember, they're not in the car with you. Listen to a Campbell team call. Those calls are usually about 20 to 30 minutes. I go to work 45 minutes away, so that's a perfect time for me to listen to a 30-minute call. Or you can listen to any of the calls that are on the Campbell team, so Campbell team menu, health info, Voxer's audios and docs. Go down the list. And granted, if you're driving, you don't need to be pushing those things. I'm saying get them started before you start driving. Or if you're at a stoplight or you're pulling into a kid's school and you're waiting on them or something like that and you have access to be able to get on there and really choose and be safe about it, do that. Or a podcast. Those things usually last who knows how long. Instead of just listening to the radio. As much as I love listening to the radio, I love to sing. Please don't ask me to do it in public unless I've got a couple drinks in me, but I love singing in my car. So I definitely don't want to always take time to do that, but these calls, again, are 30 minutes. I have a 45-minute drive to work. I can sing in the beginning or sing at the end or whenever, and you still get that in there. So use your car wisely as an office. All right, so here are just some good rules of thumb. So I use Zoom a lot in my training and educating different people. It's basically like FaceTime, except for you can have a ton of people on there. It's an awesome, awesome tool. And we also have a lot of educational calls that happen almost every single night of the week. There's a Zoom call that you can listen to, or we do one just as our team a lot. So good rules of thumb with Zoom. It is okay to Zoom and fold laundry, do dishes, work out, feed kids. Can't do this with all my fingers. And look, there's my hairdresser in me, all my ombre hair color nails. It's okay to Zoom and feed yourself or get ready in the morning. There's a million different things you can do while you're on a Zoom call. You do not have to be glued to your iPad or on your phone or on your computer and just have everything else shut out. You literally can multitask and do this. It is so much better to multitask and listen to a Zoom call than to not listen to the Zoom call. So really think about that, or even to get on half of a Zoom call than to just think, oh my gosh, I've missed it and I don't want to be embarrassed and come on late or something like that. So get on those Zoom calls. It is not okay to Zoom and take a shower. Please try not to do that or take a bath unless for some reason you seriously have like that do not show video on lockdown. It is the scariest thing ever to think, oh my gosh, you could be on a Zoom call with 50 people and show all your glory. So just don't do that. So thank you. I mean, you're welcome. All right. So when you're at a kid's practice, wear your Juice Plus gear. I've got shirts. I've got, let's see, I've got this cool hat that I got, Healthy or Revolution Gone Wild. There's so many different things that you can do. I do this more just for myself. I love advertising, but I also just love bringing things up in conversation and then giving people more exposures. The more they see the word Juice Plus, the more they're going to realize it's not just some trend. It's not just some product that just happens to be around. It's been around for 25 years. So I love doing that. I talk to parents. I try to put my phone away. And then if for some reason you literally cannot get a minute to talk to an adult, like sometimes my son's up there with me, he's 2 years old. He will not let me have a conversation with an adult. Get up, walk around, strap him on you, whatever, and you can listen to a Zoom call, listen to a Voxer, listen to anything that you want to, but walk and work. Sometimes that has to happen where you're walking laps while a practice is going on. If you're at a game, bring a shake, bring the bars, bring the gummies. Kids love the gummies. If you're giving your own children the gummies before or after a game, then some parents are going to wonder what in the world that is, and it's a great conversation starter. It's also just healthy for the kids. The kids really need to have all of those antioxidants. It's great for muscle growth or muscle recovery. So it's the best thing to do for them, as well as it helps your business. And then same thing with the shakes and the bars. I mean, if I'm eating a bar or drinking a shake, a lot of times people look over and at least see what I'm doing. I don't even have to really bring it up, but at least it's another exposure. All right, so this is a tip on Facebook, a few tips. So my biggest tip on Facebook is do not vent on Facebook. Venting is not for Facebook. Venting is for your very best friend that you can talk to. Venting is for your husband at the end of the day, if it's something that you really feel strongly about or passionately about. Use those people in your life to vent. Do not use a social media platform where everything is broadcasted to the world to vent. People do not need that negativity. You don't need that negativity, because usually when you're venting, other people start commenting, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and it builds this mountain of negativity. People, it's just not good. It's just not good. That's all I need to say about that. Stay positive. Stay away from drama. Even if there's somebody out there that's making like false health claims, bad stuff out there. There's tons and tons of things out there that even us as like health and wellness representatives, we can argue with, because we know the truth. I mean, it's literally black and white. But Facebook or any kind of social media is not the place to be able to get in an argument on there, especially like in all caps. Not good. So if for some reason you see something out there that you might disagree with, it would be a great idea, if you really have a good relationship with that person, to take it private and say, hey, can I talk to you about something, or would you be open to hearing something else? You know, and again, also never ever go at somebody in like a defense mode. We're only here to educate and be more positive influences on the world. So try to keep that negativity and all of that off of Facebook. And then be intentional with your time. Do not just keep scrolling. If you're on Facebook, it needs to be for a reason. Unless for some reason you need 5 or 10 minutes just to be completely mindless. And I totally get that as a mom. Whenever you've got a billion things going on, sometimes you just need to sit there and like veg out and have nothing going on. So of course that's okay. But I'm talking about with your business. If you're on Facebook and you only have 5 minutes, use it wisely. Reply to people, use your private messenger, post something that's healthy or motivational or inspiring. All of those things are awesome to do. All right, with your texting, keep it simple. If you're having to write paragraph after paragraph, it's probably a better idea to pick up the phone. It truly is, because people sometimes will not even read through those paragraphs. So keep it as simple as possible. What is that? KISS, keep it simple, KISS. Something like that. All right, always follow up. I kind of have a 24-hour rule. So if I ever send out a message to somebody, if I haven't heard from them in about 24 hours, I'll at least follow up in 24 hours. It's just common decency, personal respect, giving them a little bit of time, but then also making sure to say, hey, I am here. I want to help you. If you don't hear from them after that, then leave them alone. I mean, some people have so much going on that they don't have time. Some people also just see something and maybe they're not interested. So again, keeping boundaries with yourself, with others, being respectful, but definitely making sure to follow up is also very, very, very important. And then also keep it personal. Do not use a script. If you're ever talking to somebody, nobody would ever want you to use a script on them. If you were standing in front of them in person, you would never want that. That's not normal. That's not relational. Our business is not about that. If you ever see a bunch of scripts out there, the worst thing you can do is just copy and paste to a bunch of people. It's just not good. If you do see something that you like that somebody else has said to somebody or something like that, it's a great idea for you to save it and then for you to be able to use that information and then type it up in your own way to where it actually makes sense towards that person, because that's just the way that our business is. We don't do that stuff. So, all right, when you're at the gym, I go to CrossFit, so it's very relational already. We all just talk to each other, we encourage each other, we lift each other up. That's just kind of how that is. But that's not how every gym is. I also am a member at LA Fitness, which is a lot like 24-hour fitness. People have their headphones on the whole time at those kinds of places. Smile, be a light. It doesn't matter if you have a full conversation with them or not, just at least be a happy, positive influence. All right, now, when you're at church, this is my only area. When I'm at church, I am there to build deeper relationships. I'm there to build a relationship more with God personally, and also with others, just as deeper friendships and to learn more, to do a lot of personal growth. This is the place for me that is not a juice plus advertising minded. Anything that has to do with that, I pretty much just kind of shut off. You know, if for some reason somebody comes up to me and says, oh my gosh, I saw a post, I really want to talk to you about this Juice Plus stuff. Of course, I'll have a conversation with them, but I'll still usually say, all right, and I'd love to talk with you about it later, you know, and follow up and talk with them about it later. It's just not the place. To me, this is 100% my own opinion. This has nothing to do with the company. Again, the company has nothing to do with that either. But that's just how I work. So, and then lastly, when you're at home, take care of your tribe. They are your first priority. When I'm at home, I have caught myself many times, and my husband has also caught me doing this too, being on my phone more than I should, whether it's with him, whether it's with the kids. So I really try to be intentional with my time and try to kind of shut down my time on my phone or my time on Voxer or anything like that whenever my family is around. There are certain things that he knows, you know, I have a certain meeting at this time or things like that, just like with anything else. But when you're at home with your kids and with your family, just make sure that you're so present. That is something that is so important to me. And I just want to finish with this. So I have this sign behind me that says, don't clench a penny just to smash a vase. And it has a lot to do with my family. So very short story that goes along with this. There was a poverty-stricken mom and son who went out. They were trying to do something free. So they went into an art museum because it was something free. Lots of really neat artwork. The son was very young, so the mom was looking at some paintings and she realized her son just had kind of wandered off a little bit, and she saw a little bit of commotion and found him with his hand stuck in a vase. Beautiful vase. So of course she started kind of freaking out. Museum curator had to come over. Multiple people started coming around, put oil on his hand, all kinds of stuff to try to get his hand out of this vase, and it was not coming out. Nothing at all was working. So the mom looked at the museum curator and was like, oh my gosh, what else can we do? And he said, you know, unfortunately, the only thing we can do to get his hand out is to break the vase. And she said, well, how much is this vase? What are we looking at here? And he said, well, it's $3,000. So she was just devastated. I mean, if you don't have $3,000, holy cow. So she looked at him and she's like, well, I'm just going to have to leave my son here. No, she didn't actually say that. They eventually just had to say, all right, let's just break the vase. And so they broke the vase and the son's hand was freed. And, you know, the mom again was just so devastated. And so the son just walks over, and as the mom's trying to talk with the curator about how she's going to repay this debt, she looks over and her son had his hand still in a fist. And she was like, what in the world? So he had this fist. And so she said, you know, son, open your hand. And he opened his hand and there was a penny in his fist. He had clenched his hand around a penny in that vase, and that's the only reason why that they were not able to get his hand out of the vase. He saw a penny as the most precious thing ever, because whenever you don't have any money, that penny is precious. But he had no idea that by him clenching that penny, it caused them to literally spend $3,000. It was something so much bigger that he wasted because of trying to just hold on to something that he thought was so important. So for me, sometimes my business is like that penny. Although it's extraordinarily valuable, money is valuable. Money buys things. It's wonderful. It's just not the best thing. My family is always going to be the most important. So anyways, I hope that y'all got something out of this. Hope that y'all can use the Busy Mom DMO, and I will see y'all soon.